All right, well, we're excited to get started with another interview here. We're excited to be able to speak with Fred Vaden today. Fred, thanks for your time. A little bit of wrestling there in the background, but thanks for your time here. Hopefully, actually look forward to hearing what you have to say about the Forex trading system, so our MACD 3 Forex trading system.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the time.
You betcha. So to get into it here, you reached out to us a little bit ago in email, kind of letting us know that you wanted to do a review and interview because you felt that it was important to let people know that this is one of the truly legitimate Forex trading systems. So rather than us kind of reading off your email, would you mind telling us in your own words what you wrote?
Sure. I did feel like it was important that, particularly for some of the newer members, constantly update you with, status. And I know there's a lot of people out there looking at systems and software and coaches, and I myself looked at many of them. Through due diligence, internet research, I was able to find a fatal flaw in all of them. They're either overwhelmingly expensive up front or didn't have the track record really to prove what they had done. You couldn't sit on anything in real time. Anybody can go back at old charts and say, oh, here's what I did. But if you weren't there to witness it, and with you guys, there was, that the track record was there, the overwhelming, positive response from your customers, which is what led me to you. But a lot of the things I saw were a little older, and like I mentioned to you, I thought it would benefit for people looking to see something more current, and that's me. I'm a recent customer over the last year, so anything that I have to share with people that I think might help them make the decision of coming on board with us, with you guys, and following the MACD3 system, I felt like seeing some more current responses from just a regular old guy like me might help, and I offered to help.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. We definitely appreciate that. And yeah, you're right. I mean, keeping people abreast on how you're doing is awesome. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, and this is Wade. I just wanted to add something I remember reading in that email. You mentioned something about you tried a bunch of different stuff or different systems, and I guess you were depleting your account until you ran into the MACD3. I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit more on that part.
But absolutely, and thank you for reminding me of that, because that is an important part, and it is something that I know is rampant in forex trading. Is that so many people get into it? There's a lot of market action. There's a lot of money changing hands. There's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a lot of ways to do it wrong. And I'm one of those people that I was very close to giving up altogether after a year and a half, almost 2 years of studying, reading. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many books, and I really felt like I had a grasp of it. And then when I jumped into the market, I couldn't get out of my own way. It was almost as if I was predicting whichever way I went, you know that the market was going to go the other way almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, I nearly completely depleted an account and was just, I thought maybe I'm just not capable of this, which was hard for me to accept because I feel like I'm a reasonably bright guy. I can do anything I set my mind to. Then almost out of money, almost ready to give up. I quite by accident stumble into some positive reviews of you guys. I see that you have a monthly plan, and that really stuck out to me because a lot of these guys that want a big chunk of money up front, why do they need so much up front? Because the system probably doesn't work, or the training's not that good. And if somebody's willing to take this ride with me on an affordable monthly basis, then I have to believe that they believe in the system long term. And of course now I can say from experience that has proven true, and I'm starting to get my money back, and I'm starting to see positive results. And that is what I wanted to, for regular people just like me that maybe got into it, lost some money, they can't seem to fit the pieces of the puzzle together, that there is a way, and this is it.
Absolutely. And There is definitely a way, and there's probably several ways. It's just that we have found one way that tends to be really high probability and work out pretty good. And so we're thankful for that. Well, number two here is our results spreadsheet covers all the trade calls that we have made during the U.S. Open, the Asian Open, and the London Open sessions, and it shows the MACD3 system is about 80% plus accurate on winning trade calls. So what would you say your winning percentage is trading the MACD3 system?
Well, now, as we sit, I would say it mirrors yours exactly because I don't trade without you. You know, I readily admit that after a great deal of lack of success on my part, with all the success that I've had in the webinars with your guidance, I don't yet feel comfortable going off and venturing on my own. When as long as I follow with the trading plan and with your daily suggestions, and I trade what you trade, I'm winning, you know, upper 70s, 80% of the time. Why in the world would I do anything different? You know?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's definitely understandable for sure. So obviously then it sounds like you've been getting your results because you're only doing what we're suggesting, then you're getting your results from coming to the live trading webinar and then from the daily trading plan. Seems
absolutely.
To be, yeah.
And on my own, I probably wasn't right, not even 50% of the time. And because I didn't have the strict rules and the money management that you guys teach, it made it even worse. That's one thing that's between the proprietary software, which is brilliant that you guys have designed, and the strict money management rules, that makes all the difference in the world. I could just take your software and the money management that you've taught me and know that I can win. Even if I'm not hitting 80% correct, just good money management will, that's one of the big pieces of the puzzle I didn't have before, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, that's awesome. That usually, you know, money management usually is one of the main separators of, you know, successful or less successful traders. So you mentioned in the email you sent to us that you trade pretty much primarily the U.S. market open session. How do you find that fits into your work and personal life?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because another thing that it's important for people to understand is I still have a full-time job. I'm not at the point I want to be, which is doing this full-time. I'm in that sort of, I feel like, middle ground between absolute beginner and doing this completely for a living. So I'm very, very limited. And like today, Monday is one of my days off. I'm off every Sunday and Monday. And any other time I get a chance to be at home during the webinar, I'll also trade. But my successes so far have been primarily just trading Monday mornings, and that's not ideal, as you know, because, you know, Monday's not the best day of the week all the time. But even with that, you know, that minimal amount of time and exposure, I'm still able to slowly but surely build back into my account to the point where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, where I will be at my computer 5 days a week instead of just one. But it's, you know, the markets are going all the time, so, you know, you can tailor it to your individual schedule, and I think everybody has to start somewhere. And for me, that was every Monday.
Wow. Well, this is Wade again. I just have to say that, you know, what you just answered there, you know, really hit home a point that I just want to drill in a little bit for anyone that is listening, you know, to this interview. I want you to understand the power of what you just heard Fred say here, that his availability to the U.S. Open market has only been at each Monday. And yet, with just that stick-to-itiveness, that desire to master a system like the MACD3, and his ability to make sure that he attends and takes those trades, Monday is oftentimes, you know, one of our slowest days of the week. But lately, there has been some good trading on Mondays, and I think that's just a really good testament to, you know, he's able to make this thing work and start to see some positive results from just one day a week, let alone, you know, the 5 days a week that other folks, you know, would be available, and still see the value in that. That's great. That's something that
you know, sometimes I want to interject here real quick.
Yeah, sure.
With the MACD3 Trade Assistant, a lot of times, you guys know, there's action in the market as soon as it opens. There's something unfolding. And I do get the opportunity for about 5 or 10 minutes a morning before I have to leave to go to work, where I can pull up and see what's going on in the webinar. And if something's unfolding but hasn't quite yet presented itself, I can set up the trade assistant to handle it for me so I can get out the door. So that is also an added benefit. It doesn't always work out. You know, it's a lot of times the trades aren't setting up yet that early in the day, but I always take a peek in. And every now and again, I get to squeeze one in on an odd day for me.
Right. Okay, great. So that would be a day where if you did happen to set a pending order, it just so happened that by the time it pulled back to the entry, if you weren't around, then it was still a qualified trade. Yeah, one of the things that we try to tell everybody, especially like on a daily trading plan or whatever, pending orders are really great, especially when it's still qualified by the time it hits that price level. Sometimes as time goes on and price comes back, we end up having to make adjustments on that. So just be careful of that. It sounds like you have been. Okay, so that leads me to my next question that kind of gives a little bit more, story as to how the rest of the experience has been. Tell us a little bit about your experience with the MACD3 course, and have you had a chance to get into any or attend any of the fast tracks or listen to the reviews that we've done on some of the trades that we've given out and broken down for those days?
Absolutely, and the training materials in particular are very extensive, very well done. Being able to refer back to them, take notes off of them. I've watched the training videos, some of them multiple times. The information has to become second nature. I'm trying to put myself in a position to be able to spot and identify qualified trades as quickly as either of you two. And you're many, 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 many years ahead of me in that pursuit. So that and watching the reviews and seeing what you're seeing and your explanation of why you did or did not move on a certain trade is indispensable. It wouldn't be the same without those components, and they have really, really helped. And thank you again. I can't thank you guys enough because I know this is a ton of work for you, and the effort that you put into it is just it really shows in the finished product.
Well, we appreciate. This is Steve again. We appreciate that. It is a bit of a work, but it's moments like these, having these interviews and speaking to members like you and others who have had successes doing it, that definitely keep us motivated to keep helping him, because we're definitely making a difference. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise there. We're definitely trying to make a difference, and this helps us realize that we are able to do that.
Somebody's moving a bunch in the background.
Sorry, that's me,
Fred.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's no problem. All right, so we just kind of have one final question here that we'd like to cover with you. Fred, if you would, what would you say to someone who is considering becoming a member of Forex Trading Coaches, who wants to learn how to trade the MACD3 Forex trading system?
Well, I would encourage it wholeheartedly. Like I said, I've been around some different systems and researched a lot of things on the internet before landing with you guys, and you definitely, the success rate is proven. The track record's proven. I've experienced it firsthand. It's affordable. It's not, you don't have to, sell a kidney or mortgage the house to get involved. There are multiple different ways to pay. If you're just a regular person on the fence trying to decide if this is your way to get into doing this, from another regular blue-collar, goes-to-work everyday guy who is trying to trade himself into a better lifestyle and a full-time income, I would say come along with us. Like I said, the track record's there, 80+% accuracy, the money management, it's hard to go wrong.
Awesome.
Perfect.
What's that now?
Oh, that's perfect. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. You broke up there a second. I appreciate that.
It's okay. That's all right. Fred, well, we really appreciate you taking the time out today to, sit back here and answer a few questions. We know you're about to pick up your daughter, and we don't want to keep you any longer, but we really do, like I said, appreciate you sharing your experience. It's kind of hard sometimes for people, on the outside looking at what's going on with the MACD3. Sometimes they think that the results are, too accurate, and so it's really nice to have someone else, speak a little bit about it.
Well, I will tell you, one of the things that stuck out to me when I first researched all of your results on the website is if you had a losing day, you had a losing day. If you lost pips in a trade, you didn't make any effort to hide it or pretend like it doesn't happen. It absolutely does happen. It's just a matter of minimizing the number of times it happens and then minimizing the loss through proper management. And that, to me, was just, like I said, the whole thing just completely indispensable. If not for you guys, I don't feel like I could continue on trading. I mean, you've restored my faith in my ability to do this.
Well, that's
great.
That's fantastic. That's
with it, Fred.
Like I said. Stick with it. That's why we do what we do, because of experiences like yours that let us know that we're on the right track, helping change people's lives. As we say, empower traders worldwide. So we appreciate that.
No problem. And if there's ever anything I can do to return the favor, just like taking this little bit of time with you guys, I'm more than happy to do it.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. We appreciate your time. I know you got to go take care of your daughter, so have a great afternoon, Fred, and we'll see you as soon as you possibly can be again there in the live training webinar.
Thanks, fellas. Talk to you later.
You're right. Take care, buddy.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.